Hi, I'm George the Antique Nomad. Come with me as I wander the country in search of valuable vintage, amazing antiques, and cool collectibles. We'll buy, sell, and trade at antique malls, shops, and shows, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, anywhere people go to find really interesting things that just aren't made anymore. So come on, let's go! Hey everybody, it's George the Antique Nomad, and I am deep into the prep for this weekend's storehouse sale. I am participating in what's called the Highway 41 sale, which is 150 miles of yard sales all the way from the Indiana border to the Tennessee border through the state of Kentucky. And my little storehouse is just off of Highway 41 in the town of Earlington. So how are we going to sell it? Well, we're going to price it like a yard sale, because that's what this is, although it's going to really be more of an antique vintage estate sale slash shop slash pop-up slash, well, mainly bargain place to shop. That is my goal. I want these things to be out of here as much as possible because I have other death piles in other places, and I would like to bring them here and repeat this process a few times until we can get things down to a business model that is what I am looking to do today. Now that I'm getting everything sorted out by where it goes, I'm starting to have space, and I'm really looking forward to being able to lay the nice things out and give them a little bit of breathing room so that people can see there is a lot of good merchandise in here. There are plenty of things here that sell for $15, $20, $25, $50 on eBay or Etsy or wherever people sell. I know we're going to have some clothes outside, so maybe Poshmark, Mercari, and some of those other places where I know you can sell lots of things. So look at the difference that is made in here. There are paths everywhere. This is how you deal with a hoarder house, by the way, folks. I mean, I did leave this in essentially a hoarded condition because everything was in piles. So on top of a death pile, I had a bit of a hoard, especially because I don't even know what are in some of those boxes there, but we're going to find out, and I'll bet there's some cool stuff because I've been finding cool stuff. There's more to sort here. I mean, there's still a big pile left, but it's starting to open up and everything has a place. Here's something else really nice. This is Davenport. This is 1870s, 80s hand-painted English china. Something that in the old days was quite collectible. And these are very pretty pieces. This little set will sell for approximately $20 at this sale. Even today, I think this is a $75 to $95 set. I was especially happy to get one more nice backlit window. I'm going to use the poster here to cover up the unattractiveness of the window without any sort of curtains, and instead distract everybody with this wonderful shade. Look how it glows when you can see it on its side. I realize this is a recent production, meaning 1990s. It still should be worth $50 to $100, and we will be pricing it at an estate sale price here. Now, one thing I should say about pricing, some of this stuff that belongs to me or our consigners who I've closed out ages ago and just have things left, those things are the things that are going to be priced yard sale because they just need to find a home, even if they're worth a lot more than what I'm putting on them. I've had my fun, the clients are paid, we did the job, and it's time to move on. On the other hand, things like this that are obviously good quality and would sell in some other environment that I go, I need to be getting an estate sale price for the client. I've had it long enough and it's been shown enough times, and I'm worried about breaking it. There is not a lamp base to go with it. So for all those reasons, it's something that for me is an inconvenience. It's big, it's not fun to ship, but it's beautiful and somebody's going to love it. And those things we're going to price at estate sale prices, more like in the half of retail zone. And that's because they're worth it. Now, I should make clear that if I have consignment merchandise and I think that there's an opportunity to sell at retail, that's my job. Sometimes consigners give me things that turn out to be a little bit threadbare or as is in a way that was not evident when we collected them. Some of those things come to a sale like this. And the other things that are here on consignment, like I say, are old estates that are way overdue to be cleared at this point. And so the fresh stock, to me, is in the retail stores, but this is fresh stock to everybody else. It's a chance for it to be new and in someone else's hands who can sell it for a profit. I will be utilizing all of the space in the house, including the front porch, where I will have a lot of primitives, farm items, metal furniture, guy stuff, quote unquote. There will be more hand tools than primitives. Again, you're seeing this, speaking of primitive, in its first day of really working here by myself. I had Pam here for 2 days so that we could get things out to where we could even walk through the place, thank goodness. And then, well, it was time to start in on all this other stuff. And that's where we are now. So suitcases are still full. A lot of these boxes are empty. We'll have a tent out there. In fact, I think all the vintage costume jewelry and clothing and things like that are going down there. And then this side are going to be the folks from Tennessee with a big load of whatever they are bringing, which sounds like a lot. And then the folks from Indiana, when they get here, can be over there where it's a tiny bit shaded, because it is supposed to be hot. And if the gal who comes with her tent and furniture and small objects that she wants to get rid of comes from Greenville, well, then we'll put her over here. Now, some of what we need to clear are beautiful pieces that used to have a really big price and a really big market, like these double candelabra here, that are still really, really gorgeous and should sell for a decent amount, but we can sell them to a reseller who can put them online or put them on Etsy, tell a story about them, and really do them justice. And that's where they'll sell for real money. Here, they're going to sell for a dealer price. Same with the Fostoria American. We have several pieces of this. It's beautiful. There are still collectors. Look at that shape. It's based on Cubism. Came out in 1910, was made for many, many years, so a lot of people are familiar with it. Crystal is not currently so fashionable. There will be a time when that changes. And so people who are younger and looking for something of really good quality to collect may want to do their tables in this sort of thing, because it actually can be cast in a very fun, modernist way. The china here, well, will this ever come back? I don't know. I do know it's beautiful. It's Syracuse old ivory, and it's the Corabelle pattern. And this is right about 1940. Syracuse made mainly restaurant ware, but they started making fine china for homes because Limoges and German porcelain and Japanese porcelain were cut off to us during the Second World War. And what a beautiful pattern. Now, yes, you have to treat it nicely. You can't put it in the microwave. You really shouldn't put it in the dishwasher if you want that silver rim to last. But if you're willing to fuss a little bit on special occasions, this whole set is going to be $30 for all of it. You see, another thing that creates death piles is getting large items that are difficult to ship, realizing that you could make a lot of money if you sold them open stock individually as separate pieces, and then never getting around to doing it. Pattern matching used to be a very big business, and I think it could be a great business for somebody again if they were willing to deal with the serving pieces primarily, ignore the little things unless you get full sets, and then sell them a piece at a time. But that requires having a store, that requires whether it's online or real world or both, and it takes some space. On the other hand, if you're looking for things that are hot right now, this is the White Clover pattern by Russell Wright. Find a lid and that's a $100 piece. This Van Briggle piece is great just the way it is. Franciscan Coronado and its little brother from Camargue Pottery in Arkansas. 1950s honey dispenser. CC, OC, C. Dick. Sometimes things are for sale in a sale like this because they need a little something, and what this needs is a new piece of glass. It's in great condition otherwise, so we'll price it minus the cost of a new sheet of glass and a little bit less for inconvenience sake. Some neat old Victorian children's books here. Some cute things from the 50s, some screen print glasses. This one is from 1967 World Exposition in Montreal. This little guy's head bobs up and down. I have a cigarette to replace his, but he'll need a little touch-up on the nose. Italian and Czech pottery there. The heads are a designer. There is a little scratch on one, though.
One of the first things to think about when you're going to have a sale, and yes, it is one of the first things to think about, is how you're going to advertise. I have other people coming to sell alongside of me, including friends and viewers and possibly someone from another shop in the area. So I wanted to make sure I had a big ad out. We're in a rural enough area that people post things on bulletin boards around here. So I wanted them to know what was going on and have plenty of time to react. And very importantly, because it's supposed to be 100 degrees on one day of the sale, I put air conditioned in the ad. I'm also mailing them to every single vendor mall, antique store, warehouse store, whatever it is. If it's a multi-vendor place, I'm mailing copies to them to let their vendors know, because they need merchandise. I've got stuff that's better than I see in some of the merchandise at the vendor malls for sale, and the antique dealers are serious. It costs about $20 to mail all of these to all of the shops in Western Kentucky. If I get one dealer who comes in, they're going to spend more than $20. It's well worth the effort. Now that we're close enough to the sale that I'm going to be here every day, because I have advertised so people know it's going to happen, I am starting to put things outside, and it's making a real difference inside. All of these hubcaps were occupying all of the floors in one end of the house, and this is not a huge house. It's only about 800 square feet with maybe an extra 100 on the porch, or 200 between the two porches. So, you know, space is at a premium. And so this really helped. I have them grouped by sets. We're going to have a lot of rain tomorrow. So tomorrow, during the rain, I'll leave them uncovered because they could use a wash. They were found in the rafters of a house in Owensboro. However, the one thing I need to do now is cover them up, because ever since I had the situation in Florida where the sun at 9:30 in the morning was strong enough to glow through a paperweight and catch a linen on fire and burn my table, well, I just don't take those things for granted anymore. A few things made it from Florida. The Sidon Stricker, there's a little bit from that estate sale that you saw the video of a few months ago. Very pretty pieces. In fact, there's more to come. You'll have a nice selection of that here. I like these lights. I don't believe the light on the right fluoresces. It just has a coating that has that nice ivory color. These are really fun, and we're in horse country, so I imagine they'll sell. Yes, that is $8 for a Waterford pear crystal paperweight, and it is in perfect condition. The Franklin Mint egg is probably worth $45 to $50 online. It'll be priced very inexpensively. So will this 1980s ornament, which is ceramic but looks a lot like Reuben glass, or the Art Deco glass coming out of Toronto. Again, we have nice backlight here. These are Dance of the Nymphs, or Martelet. That was a consolidated glass pattern that was looking to ape Lalique, but in pressed glass in the 1920s. That's a great price as it is, but we're going to lower that price to where they're about $1 each. The little base there is Bybee pottery from Kentucky, and the Bybee pottery group there, well, they lasted a long time because of the interest in Appalachian folk art in Berea, and that's not too far away. So they were in business until just the last few years. Had been the oldest potters in continuous operation doing production pottery in the United States. We are going to have a ton of miscellaneous paper items and photos and the like, and most of them are going to be 50 cents each, unless marked. There'll be a few that are a little more interesting than that. I think people will be surprised what they might find. This is a neat shade, and it will not be that price, Bob. What is the real price? Well, probably about half or a third of that, but it is very, very pretty butterfly glass shade in the Tiffany Revival style. Well, it's great seeing things starting to come together. I've been able to isolate the better camera equipment and the lenses that I have left so that we can price those better. And then we will put the other things, which are perfectly usable, in another place at a lower price. Paper ephemera is all going to be laid out here. And I got to set up some boudoir. There's a lot of backlight there. Let me see if I can get in on it a little bit better, because there's some neat things. A larger Sidon Stricker tray that just came out of a box. A whole bunch of boxes, in fact. Speaking of boxes, we've got 1910s pyrography,
We have little Shisham and India inlaid pieces. We've got a Japanese puzzle box with a Scotty from the 30s. We've got this popsicle stick purse, which is so much fun. And then this is a very nice music box that is this Italian gold. We've got a lipstick holder here, and, well, there's that guy. And the shaving mirror, we've got that fixed, which is wonderful. We were able to take the clamps off that. We put up a big display of hats. And so, yes, I'm very excited about the way things are coming together. It's so much nicer when you see it all together. You start really appreciating these things and realize why you thought they were good in the first place. Thanks for joining me again in the fun and fascinating antique community, here where online meets the real world. Please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos upload, leave a comment below, and hit thumbs up to like this video. Links to our online social media and our items for sale are in the description. This is George at the Antique Nomad. Bye for now.